everyone. I'm Pastor Rick, and this is Power and Dominion Ministries presents Straight Talk on Scripture. And I'm so glad you're joining me today. I think I have something really encouraging. But this is what I want to say. I've talked to a lot of people in the last year, and what I'm getting from some people, and I don't blame them, is a lot of negativity. What they're saying is we've lost the cultural wars, we've lost our children, we've lost the government, we've just lost everything, and we might as well give up and just accept it that we have lost. And I myself think nothing can be further from the truth because of one thing, God. I believe with God, anything is possible. And right now, I'm going to read from Hebrews 11, which we know as the Hall of Faith. I'm going to read an excerpt from it, and you'll get my point. Okay. By faith, the people of Israel marched around Jericho for 7 days, and the walls came crashing down. It was by faith that Rahab was not destroyed with the people in her city who refused to obey God, for she had given a friendly welcome to the Israeli spies. How much more do I need to say? It would take too long to recount the stories of faith of Gideon, Barak, Samson, David, Samuel, and the prophets. By faith, these people overthrew kingdoms, ruled with justice, and received what God had promised them. And it goes on to say, that they overthrew tyrannical governments. They destroyed armies single-handedly. They did tremendous things. They did the impossible. And let's go over a few. We know the story of David, and the story of David and Goliath is a very interesting one because it wasn't just a fight between two people. It was actually a proxy fight. David represented Israel, Goliath represented the Philistines. Whoever won that battle, that nation would be in servitude to the other nation. So a lot was at stake. Now you have to understand, Goliath was a real giant. Not like Andre the Giant, who was like 7 foot tall. He had a disease, and he eventually died from it because his heart was too small. Goliath was a real giant. He was close to 10 feet tall, and everything was in proportion. He didn't have any problems with his health, and he had been trained to be a champion from birth. He never lost a battle. And David is a little teenage boy, and he goes up against Goliath, and what he said is, I have a covenant with God. Goliath doesn't. The day belongs to me. And they won. One teenage boy saved the whole nation. What about Joseph? He saved the world. God used him to save the whole world at that time. What about Esther? She saved all the Jews from slaughter by just courage and faith in God. And I could go on. There's so many. Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, 3 young men who refused to worship the king of Persia, and instead they were thrown into a fiery furnace. They lived, and instead of dying, the king decreed that the God of Israel was the only true God. So you get the point. With God, you're a majority. One person can turn even a nation, even a world around. One person can even turn the world around. Let's look at some natural examples. What about Schindler from the movie Schindler's List? He saved thousands and thousands of Jews during the time of Hitler by just being obedient to what was in his heart, to do right. He saved them. What about Winston Churchill, who was able to rally a emotionally defeated nation, England, during the time of Hitler, where England was ready to give up. And Churchill, by his faith in just goodness prevailing, was able to rally that whole nation. And in return, they stayed in the fight, and Hitler was defeated. So what can one person do? One person inspired by God, filled by God, who loves God, can literally change the world. So I'm here to say today, don't throw up your hands and just say, it's over, we lost. Don't do that, because with God, all things are possible. And we are still in it to win it, and I believe good things are coming. This is Pastor Rick. Remember, with Jesus, there's always hope, there's always love. God bless you. Oh, and by the way, if you enjoyed these videos, please go to my YouTube channel, Straight Talk on Scripture, hit the red subscribe button, tap the notification bell. Every time I release a new video, which is at least once a week, you will be notified. God bless you.